Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nana and this is Nana's Space. If you've not been here before, I review movies, series, TV shows. I'm currently reviewing New Amsterdam Season 4 Episode 12. It's called The Crossover. Thank you for all who have watched my previous video. It's almost 2,000 views in just 1 week. So thank you. All those who have not been watching, I see you. Please do watch and subscribe and join the family. Let's get a conversation going. Before I get into anything sharp, I want to finally talk about Floyd and the fact that the penny has eventually dropped. I was like, yes. Finally. It took him going into that house, looking into the album and seeing how happy Baptiste and Lynn were and what he's potentially destroying. Like, I'm here for the change. I don't think he wants to be a third wheel, and clearly he is in this situation. I don't think Baptiste is going to leave Lynn for him to take. I mean, Baptiste is going to leave Lynn for him. Exactly, yeah. No time soon. He's looking for a new job. He wants to be a dad. The only complication I have is now that we don't know the paternity of the child, I don't know whether Lynn and Baptiste are happy to raise a child that is potentially Floyd's, and how Floyd will feel about that if you find out later that that baby belongs to him. And will that be a breaking point or a turning point for him to return back to Lynn? Like, I don't know. But this will be interesting conversation. But he needs to move himself out, at least romantically, from that relationship. Like, when he left Lynn's house. So basically, Lynn was not feeling well. They put her on bed rest. And Baptiste and Reynolds, i.e. Floyd, were doing shifts. So Baptiste left, called Reynolds to come and take over looking after Lynn. So when Lynn was upstairs, Baptiste invited Floyd in, and then Baptiste was like, "Oh, have you been here before? Do you know you were around?" And he's like, I don't know whether he's been there before. We've never been shown, but he claimed he's never been in there before. But he's been at the door because that's when we saw him looking down Lynn's top the first time they interacted outside work. So he was downstairs flicking through the album and then saw how happy Baptiste and Lynn were. And I think it dawned on him that he is potentially wrecking someone's home by being a third wheel on this throuple arrangement that he so desperately wants to be with a black woman, perhaps one that is married, belongs to someone else. So the penny dropped. When he was leaving, he tapped Lynn's shoulder. I didn't give her a kiss or a hug. And I was like, oh, change is finally here. Change is here. So he went and ordered some flowers, got it delivered to Lynn, and told Baptiste that if you go home and Lynn says thank you, just accept the gratitude. And I was like, what does that mean? You're not going back there again? Time will tell. I guess time will tell. What dawned on me is how cruel life can be sometimes. So we've seen Helen crying at the OBGYN appointment because she can't produce a single egg to raise a child, and she's frozen some and didn't take. And here we have Lynn, similar age, geriatric pregnancy, who didn't think she could have children, and so perhaps was even using protection, clearly, and has ended up being pregnant. How interesting is life, you know? And I like the subverted message of how professional black women at certain ages struggle with children and stable relationship or marriage. I wouldn't put Lynn in that bracket. She's the anomaly where she has two men vying for her attention and her baby. But Helen for sure, having someone be with her who had died, going to two other guys, and then we now know probably three other guys, Guillaume, I don't know who else is there that we don't know about. And getting to the point where she's very high on the professional ladder, but her personal life is lackluster. And it'd be interesting to see what route they take. I've been seeing people on Twitter are shady. I've been seeing people saying, oh, Helen is glowing. Perhaps there's a bun in the oven. There might be a baby announcement soon. I don't know. They haven't talked about anything, but it would be a miracle for a geriatric woman struggling to get pregnant to have a child with a guy who recently come out of cancer, unless there were some eggs frozen somewhere. It will be a miracle. It's not unheard of. It will be a miracle. So we are all here for that. Otherwise, we'll have to go through the IVF journey and the hoopla. Let's see. Also, I'm done with Lynn and Floyd and Baptiste. Who I want to get onto is Floyd and Lauren. Now, a lot of people are not here for this, but from the beginning, there was something potentially there that wasn't explored, i.e. Floyd and Lauren. And I don't know now that Leah has left and Floyd has got his senses back, whether he will try and explore something with Lauren. I don't know. But let's see what they do. I don't know. It just caught my attention, the conversation. And Lauren is somehow very supportive of whatever Floyd is doing, regardless whether it's bad or not. He's always supportive, do this for that woman, and he somehow always confides in her. But he doesn't want to be with her. Anyway, to each their own. Time will tell. I think they have an emergency together next week that might bond them. So we'll see where things go from there. Let's get to Helen and Max. Let's get to Max. Him looking for a job in formal up, pajama down was epitome of pandemic. Working online. Like, he's suited up, but he's wearing his shorts, boxers rather, and socks, pacing around the room. Eventually, he changed and wore something very casual, like a hoodie he had given up. He's either too qualified or underqualified or not the right person for the job. I think one of them asked them, "Oh, can we call your former boss or your former boss for reference, i.e. Fuertes?" And Michael was like, "Hell no, no, don't call her. No, we don't need that. Don't need that drama." And I'm not sure why Helen is not employing Max. I mean, it would be odd that you have come in as a medical director and you've brought your boyfriend to take it at the post. Like it's like a run the monarchy where it's a family inheritance. No, I don't think they would allow that. But equally, she was struggling to find the right candidate because she had so much to choose from. So she, I guess, had option paralysis. Eventually, she chose 3 people that represented who she was and the community she's serving. While that was going on, Max was somewhat controversial comment, flirtatious with the receptionist and, saying, "Oh, I'm going to give this to Helen," buying her coffee, kind of sweetening the deal with her. But he was going with empty containers and stealing medical supplies to treat the taxi drivers who struggle to get hospital appointment or GP appointment. That is a pandemic or epidemic. Let me just do pandemic. It's an epidemic in the UK. Like, trying to get a GP appointment these days, it takes 3 weeks. I remember one time I called them and I wasn't feeling very well. I had a really bad tummy. They were like, "Oh, 3 weeks." I'm like, "Oh no, I have blood coming out." And they're like, "Oh, you can come now." I was like, why does it have to be that? Like, when you're young, you don't have any children, and you're not dying tomorrow, appointments are like gold dust. And when you get in there, it's 10 minutes. Meanwhile, you spend months trying to get an appointment. So I couldn't understand the plight. And in the end, the taxi driver that Max treated was so impressed that he lined up all his other taxi driver friends for Max to treat. So he's now got an outside clinic. I'm not sure he's going to make money out of it. I don't know whether he needs money, but time will tell. And that was quite a fun montage because the security guy caught Max one time stealing things. And the look on Helen's face, like, what am I going to do with you? But equally, nothing, because he's left everything to be here with you. He said in his interview, it's because of love he's here. Funny how Floyd has moved for love, Baptiste has moved for love, Max has moved for love. And there I go, Georgia gave up everything to follow Max for love. And somehow the hospital that he moved in, he fell in love with someone else. Life can be cruel sometimes. Can be cruel. And also, where is Luna? Where is Luna? Who's looking after Luna? I know because of the pandemic, they don't want to make so much physical contact with the young lady. But conversation, monologue, dialogue, that she's asleep. Put something in the bed and show us a picture of her in the bed sleeping. Something. It's just odd that you have a child, but you don't talk about that child, or we don't see. We just know that it's a playpen place. You know, I thought Max being at home, he might even sneak out and go and play with Luna, or call Luna's name, or be in the kitchen making food while doing an interview. Something. I don't know. Anyway, who else? Oh, Wilder managed to bring the homeopathic, whoever that lady is, to the side of the Dodge. Okay, so that lady, the cancer lady who has that dodgy wig, very cute lady who is in that chemo group that Max used to join. I forgot her name. The one who cracked the joke about Oklahoma. So she came back and wanted Helen, and Wilder managed to get the other lady to use acupuncture, homeopathy, something to kind of calm her down. And I think that got that lady, whose name I've forgotten, into Wilder's book, and Wilder invited her to the morgue monologues. So she's now going to be in the inside to try and break down Fuertes. I'm not sure I like that arrangement, because she can have one foot with Fuertes, because Fuertes gave her a chance. And so I don't think she'll be very keen on bringing down Fuertes. I'm not quite sure about that arrangement, but time will tell. Also, I didn't quite get into Iggy and the police lady storyline well. I mean, I got the picture that she's avoiding going home and she has her own trauma, and by Iggy following her into the field, he saw firsthand how that trauma plays out in the conversation they had at hand. I wish there was more done to it, like a bit more of her home life, maybe. I don't know, but it was an interesting conversation to have. And Iggy always has interesting cases. I don't know how things are gonna go for him next week, but I hear that there's fire on the mountain, so we'll see how that goes. So yeah, here we are, folks. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm very proud of Floyd for the change. I hope it's for the better. And once again, thanks for liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.